Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of Rise and Shine Yoga. I'm Paul, and this is Stephanie from the Oxford Yoga Studio in downtown Oxford. Please be seated at the front of your mat. Close your eyes. Take just some normal breaths. And as you know by now, before any practice that we do, we want to make a dedication or an intention for our practice. This can be for yourself, for a family member, for someone who has a special situation and needs some help. And make that intention. And as we continue with our practice, I want you to use your intention. If you're struggling or having problems just this morning getting into the flow of anything, just come back to the intention, the reason why you're doing this practice this morning. So make that intention now. And having made that intention, we need to deepen our breath. Create that yoga breath or ujjayi breath. Deep inhales through the nose, exhales through the nose. And as we exhale, we want to make a ha sound as if we're fogging up the mirror in the back of our throat. So let's start to really develop that breath. And this breath, along with our intention, I want you to use as a guide throughout your practice this morning. It should be one breath, one movement. It should be a strong breath. It shouldn't be labored or shallow. So if at any time during the practice you find that it does, come back to the breath, deepen it, make it strong. For in reality, yoga really is just about the breath and good intentions. And now from here, let us roll forward into tabletop position. Hands and knees. Your hands are firmly grounded underneath your shoulders. Your knees are underneath your hips. Take a quick look back. Make sure you don't see your toes. If you do, just move them in back of your knees. And we're going to just do a few rounds of cat-cows. So inhale, drop the belly, lift the head. And exhale, round the back. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the head. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the head. Exhale, round the back. We'll do two more. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the head. And exhale, round the back. One more. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the head. And exhale, round the back. Now, coming to a flat back, I want you to inhale your right arm up. And exhale, slide your right arm right underneath your left arm as you're twisting toward the left. This is called thread the needle. You can have your face touch the mat. If you want, you can take your left hand, place it on your lower back for more of a opener out to the left. Whatever suits you. This is a good spinal twist. And we're going to stay here for a few breaths. Again, deep inhales and exhales. Now slowly unwind your right arm from underneath your left, opening up, lifting the right arm to the right, and exhale, placing your right hand on the ground, right underneath your shoulder. Now we'll do the left side. Inhale, raise your left arm, open to the left, and exhale, slide it underneath your right as you're twisting the heart open to the right. Maybe your cheek touches the mat, maybe it doesn't. If you like more of a twist, take your right hand, place it on your lower back if that suits you this morning. And again, in all of these poses, it's not a competition, it's about taking care of your body. So if in any of these poses your body's not just into it, then get out of the pose. Now place your right hand on the floor if it was on your lower back. And now slowly bring your left arm back, opening up to the left, and then placing it down. Hands underneath your shoulder blades. Now bring the big toes of your feet together. Let's sit back into our first child's pose. Your knees can be spread wide or close together. Good time to get your breath under control. And again, this is a pose of comfort, of safety. If the poses are too difficult, come back to this pose. And you may get sick of me here, you may get sick of me saying this, but it's not a competition. It's about taking care of your body. Now slowly come back up to table. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Bring your knees back a couple inches. Come back up into down dog. Lift the hips, uncurl the toes. Bicycle the feet. Your gaze should be between your legs. Hands firmly grounded. Maybe shake side to side. At the end of your next exhale, look between your hands, bend the knees, walk, step to the front of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway, maybe hands come to shins. Exhale, fold forward. And then inhale, really reach and rise the arms overhead. Exhale, the palms together, center of the heart, Samastiti. Take a few breaths. So that was a very gentle warm-up. So take a maybe get a quick sip of water, maybe towel yourself off, and in the next segment, we'll continue with our standing poses.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terra cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to make sure your child is protected.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds. At highway speeds, that's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Stop the texts, stop the wrecks.
There's no place like home.
Getting home safely is just a click away. But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size.
We saw what you told us.
There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat. Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Welcome back. Now we will start our standing poses. We're going to start again to really warm up the body with Sun Salutation A's. So check your foundation. Your feet are hip distance apart. You stand up tall, shoulder blades are back. And of course, your deep breathing. Inhale, reach and rise the arms overhead. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, step back to the top of a push-up. And if this is your first one, let's stay here for just a quick second. Make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders. And as we lower down, we want to have our elbows into the sides. So exhale, slowly lower down, elbows into the sides. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift the chest into up dog. And exhale, uncurl the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. And we're going to stay here for 5 deep breaths. You want the intention of lifting your hips while pressing your heels into the mat. And if your heels don't touch, that's perfectly okay. At the end of your next exhale, look between your hands, bend the knees, walk your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. And then inhale, reach and rise the arms overhead, palms together, center of the heart. Right into the next one. Inhale, reach and rise the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, step back to the top of a push-up. Slowly lower down, keeping the elbows in tight. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift the chest, up dog. And exhale, uncurl the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. 5 strong breaths. At the end of your next exhale, look between your hands, bend the knees, walk, step to the front of the mat. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, really reach those arms overhead. Exhale, palms together, center of the heart. And let's just do one more. Inhale, reach and rise the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up halfway, really shine the heart. And exhale, bend the knees, step back to the top of a push-up. Slowly lower down. Inhale, straighten the arms. Lift the chest, up dog. And exhale, uncurl the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog for another 5 strong breaths. If you've lost your breath, now's a good time to bring it back. If your mind's wandering, come back to the intention you made for your practice. At the end of your next exhale, look between your hands, bend the knees, walk, step to the front of the mat. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. And inhale, reach and rise, arms overhead. Exhale, palms together, center of the heart, Samastiti. Take a quick breath. Now continuing with our standing poses, check your foundation. Feet spread about hip distance apart. I want you to inhale your arms overhead. And now I want you to step your right foot back to the back of the mat. A nice lunge into your left knee. Your hips square to the front of the mat and your arms strong. This is warrior 1. And again, 5 breaths, strong. Look down at your left knee. Make sure it's over your ankle, not over your toes. Your hips square to the front of the mat. And you're really pressing into your both feet like you're ripping apart the mat. That's how strong you want to be. Your arms are strong, so if I came by and tried to pull them apart, it would be very difficult. Now windmill your hands down on either side of your left foot. Step back into the top of a push-up. Exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift the chest, up dog. And uncurl the toes, lift the hips, down dog. From here, look between your hands, bend the knees, walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. And inhale, really reach the arms overhead. Exhale, palms together, center at the heart. So we did the right side, now let's do the left side. So again, feet about hip distance apart. Inhale, reach and rise your arms overhead. And now step back with your left foot, making your left foot flat. A nice lunge in your right knee. Your hips square to the front of the mat. Arms are strong. Strong breath. At the end of your next exhale, windmill your hands down on either side. Step back into the push-up. Slowly lower down. Straighten the arms on your inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, uncurl the toes, lift the hips, down dog. Look between your hands, walk, step to the front of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach and rise. Palms together, center of the heart. Take a breath. And we will see you in the next segment, in which we will be finishing in seated poses.
So what you want to do is, have you already enrolled? You're doing fine.
What did that just do?
Select the drop-down menu again. Did you decide you're already enrolled? Example here, so don't panic. You're ready to make your payments. There it is.
Oh my God!
I really can't believe it.
That's awesome. Good for you.
What will you build? A wall? A roof? A room? Or will you build a stronger family, healthier children, more successful students? What will you build? Every year, thousands of volunteers, donors, and partner families build houses and so much more with Habitat for Humanity. They build hope in your community and a brighter future around the world. So what will you build? Find out at habitat.org and help build it.
You're watching OCTV, Oxford Community Television, serving Oxford, Addison Township, and the village of Leonard.
welcome back. In this final segment, we're going to do a balance pose and then finish doing seated poses. So we're going to start on our left side. We are going to do what I call the flying warrior or warrior 3. So with your left foot grounded into the mat, try to spread your toes very wide. Stand up tall. Your palms are together at the heart. I want you to inhale your right knee up. Then as you exhale, slowly lean forward. Extend your right leg back into warrior 3. And if you're shaking or dancing, that's fine. It's just yoga. Have fun. Smile. Now inhale, slowly come back up. Whoa. And bring your right knee to the ground. Shake out your legs. Now we're going to do the right side. Ground your right foot into the ground. Toes spread wide. Stand up tall. Palms together, center of the heart. We're going to inhale our left knee up. And then exhale, slowly lean forward and bring our left leg back. Now inhale, slowly bring the left knee up and place it on the ground. Shake it out. Now, we're going to do Utkatasana or chair pose. So bring your feet a little bit closer together. They can be touching, they may not. So I want you to inhale your arms overhead and sit back into a chair. Take a quick look down that your knees are over your ankles, not your toes. Arms by your ears. And we're going to stay here for about 5 breaths, so get comfortable. At the end of your next exhale, fold forward over straight legs. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, step back to the top of a push-up. Slowly lower down. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift the chest, up dog. Exhale, uncurl the toes, lift the hips, down dog. At the end of your next exhale, look between your hands, bend the knees, step forward to the front of the mat, and then make your way to a seated position. Take a quick breath. Extend your legs out in front of you. Your toes pulled back. You're sitting up tall. Going to inhale, reach the arms overhead. And exhale, fold forward. And take a bind with your feet. This is Paschimottanasana, Western stretch. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. If your hands don't come to your feet, maybe bring them to your shin. We don't want to round the back. We want our heart coming toward our toes. And if you want a little more, you can bring your elbows out to the side. Now slowly release your bind if you have it. Slowly come back up to seated. And now we're going to do Navasana or boat pose, which is everybody's favorite pose. I'm just kidding, it's probably not. But so I'm going to give you a couple options. So first option is you can plant your heels, bend your knees, take your hands, bring them behind your knees, and really engage everything. That's option 1. Option 2 is you can lift them up. Option 3 is you can just bring your arms out. Option 4, you can extend the legs. So whatever option you'd like to do, choose which one. And we're going to do 3 sets of about 5 breaths. So sit up tall and inhale, come up. And you want to sit up tall, your chest open. If you're shaking, that's fine. If you're not smiling, please smile. It makes it easier. Come down and cross your ankles and bring your hands by your hips and just give yourself a little bump up and come down. Right into the next boat pose. So inhale, whatever option. 5 strong breaths, smile. Exhale, come back down, cross your ankles, give yourself a little bit of a bump up, and come down. One final one, inhale. And exhale, come down, cross your ankles, give yourself a little bit of a bump up. Now we're going to do a counter pose for that, which is bound angle. So bring the soles of your feet together, but bring them as close as you can to your body. In a way I find it helps us get deeper into this pose is try to open up your feet like a book. Sit up tall. Have your elbows on the inside of your thighs. Inhale. Then exhale, just fold forward. Now we're not rounding the back, so we're just having a flat back coming forward. It's not about how low you can get, it's about getting a good flexibility here. And of course, breathe. And on every inhale and exhale, see if you can go a little bit deeper into the pose. One more breath. Slowly come back up. Extend your legs, shake them a little bit. Now make your way to the front of your mat in a seated position. Close your eyes, bring your palms together, coming back to the intention, the dedication you made at the beginning of the practice, letting go of the breath. Again, it's been an honor to practice with you this morning. May the light in me bow, reflect, and shine in the incredible, beautiful energy that is within all of you. Thank you again, guys, and we'll see you next week. Namaste.
Namaste.
You're watching OCTV, Oxford Community Television, serving Oxford, Addison Township, and the village of Leonard.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.